You've been told that when someone leaves you, you should fight for them, chase them, prove your worth. But what if everything you've been taught about winning someone back is not just wrong, but actually pushing them further away? What if there's a counterintuitive approach that makes them realize what they've lost, but only after you've discovered something even more valuable about yourself? Here's what everyone gets wrong about breakups. The moment someone walks away, we panic. We think we have seconds to convince them to stay. So we call, text, show up unannounced. We become versions of ourselves we don't even recognize. But here's the problem with this approach, and why it backfires in ways you've never considered. Every desperate attempt to win her back confirms her decision to leave. Think about it. When you're begging someone to stay, what are you actually communicating? You're saying your worth depends on their validation. You're proving you can't survive without them. And she sees this desperation, this neediness, and it repels her, not because she's cruel, but because attraction follows rules we don't get to choose. But there's something else happening that most people miss entirely, something that changes everything once you understand it. When you chase someone who's walking away, you're not just pushing them further from you, you're actually robbing yourself of the one thing that could make them regret their decision. Your power, your mystery, your ability to be complete without them. And without these elements, there's no way the psychology of regret can even begin to work. Now, I need to tell you about the 3 stages of what happens when you stop chasing. But the 3rd stage is where everything clicks, where the real transformation happens. You have to understand the first 2 stages first, because without them, the 3rd stage won't make sense. Stage 1 is immediate relief, but not the kind you expect. When you stop calling, stop texting, stop showing up where you know she'll be, something shifts immediately. She stops running from you because there's nothing to run from anymore. The constant tension of avoiding your calls, ignoring your messages, that disappears. And in that absence of pressure, her guard starts to come down. But here's what's crucial about stage 1, and why most people mess this up. This only works if you truly let go. Not strategically, not as a manipulation tactic, not because you're secretly hoping she'll notice and come running back. It only works when you genuinely accept that the relationship is over and start rebuilding your life without her in it. Stage 2 is where doubt creeps in, but there's a specific trigger that has to happen first. As you start focusing on yourself again, as you rediscover who you were before her, something beautiful happens. You remember your passions, your goals, your dreams that got pushed aside. You start investing in friendships again. You take care of your body, your mind, your spirit. And this transformation, this return to your authentic self, that's what she starts to notice. Maybe she sees your social media and realizes you're not sitting at home crying. Maybe mutual friends mention you seem to be doing really well. Maybe she runs into you and is shocked by how confident and happy you appear. This is when regret starts to whisper. Did she make the right choice? Was she too hasty? Did she throw away something good? But stage 3 is where everything comes together, and it's the most important part. This is where most people would expect me to say she comes crawling back, realizes her mistake, begs for another chance. But that's not what happens. Or rather, that's not the most important thing that happens. By the time she realizes what she's lost, something more significant has occurred. You might not want her back anymore, because in the process of letting go, in rebuilding yourself, you discover something most people never realize. You're actually better off without her. The relationship wasn't as perfect as you thought. Her leaving was a gift, even though it didn't feel like it. This is the ultimate paradox, and why this approach is so powerful. The more you chase someone, the less likely they are to come back. But the moment you stop chasing, the moment you start living without them, that's when they see your true value. That's when they wonder if they made a mistake. But by then, you've moved beyond needing their validation. But here's the catch, and why this isn't just a strategy to get someone back. This transformation, this rediscovery of your worth, it only happens if you commit to the process completely. You can't fake confidence. You can't pretend to be over someone. You can't manipulate your way into genuine self-respect. The most attractive thing about a person isn't their desperation to be with you. It's their ability to be happy without you. It's their confidence in their own worth. It's their willingness to walk away if they're not being treated with respect. And this attractiveness, this magnetic quality, it's not something you can turn on and off. It's something you become. So if you're thinking about that person who left, wondering if you should send one more text, make one more call, try one more time to convince them, I want you to stop, put down your phone, look in the mirror and remember something crucial. You are not half of someone else. You are not incomplete without them. You are a whole person with dreams, goals, incredible potential. Anyone who can't see that, anyone who would choose to walk away from that, doesn't deserve to be in your life. Let them go, not because you don't care, but because you care about yourself. Not because you don't love them, but because you love yourself more. Not because you're giving up, but because you're choosing to invest in something that will actually pay dividends. And here's the beautiful irony. Maybe in 6 months, maybe in a year, when you least expect it, they'll reach out. They'll say they made a mistake. They'll ask for another chance. And by then, you'll be in a position to decide whether they've earned their way back into your amazing life. But until then, the only person you need to focus on is you, because that's where the real transformation happens. That's where you discover that losing someone who doesn't appreciate you isn't a loss at all. It's the beginning of finding yourself.